Okay,
So
that
go
sounds good
for
to
it.
me. All right, so I wanted to show, first off, I wanted to give some context about what this mini lesson's all about. So me and Matthew had first met up with Dr. Ofonimi, and she is a professor for advanced pathophysiology. And initially, well, what was the information given to me was that in module 3 for her course, students were having the most complications understanding those concepts. And so what we started offering to Dr. Alfonimi was that we develop a mini lesson using Storyline in order to kind of use as a primer, right? Get them kind of prepared and familiarized with key terms and with with specific concepts. So we kind of, when we met, we identified the objectives that we wanted to focus on, and once we identified those objectives, then I was able to kind of create a storyboard. I used Copilot to kind of give me a template, and then I kind of edited just based on what triggers and what states and whatnot that I felt were more, practical in this sense. So I'm gonna go ahead and kind of just get started. And this is my introductory slide. And I'm gonna just kind of go through this pretty quickly. I mean, it's pretty self-explanatory, but then I'll kind of get into the details of each of how this process went about. Let's see.
While that's loading, how do students access this? Like, is it uploaded in Blackboard, or is there a link sent to students?
So
Great
essentially,
question.
yeah, that is a great question. And so essentially what happens is that once this is developed, I'm able to download this as a SCORM file. And
Welcome to the Module 3 Key Immunity Terms Review. Please click the Next button that is found in the bottom right corner to begin.
okay, so introductory slide. But to kind of answer your question, I would download this as a SCORM file, and then with that file, I will upload it into Blackboard, where then it'll kind of just be implemented into the module itself. So
Thank you.
I also kind of designed it to where once the student clicks the exit button, it'll record that they have completed the module for a grade. Mhm. All right.
In this lesson, you will be able to explain the role of the innate immune system as part of self-defense and describe the inflammatory response to cell tissue injury, including vascular response, plasma protein systems, cellular mediators of inflammation, and cellular products. The first line of defense includes physical and chemical barriers that prevent pathogens from entering the body. Click on each tab title to review its content.
So as you navigate through these tabs here, notice that it has the hover state. You click on one, has a visual, also has the key information for each one. And as you click away from the previous, notice that it'll gray out because that's the indication that you have just visited that tab, right? So you have that kind of visual follow-up in a sense. So you kind of move through these. Each visual picture, I try to keep it relevant to what the information is all about.
The second line of defense involves the innate immune cells and mechanisms that respond to pathogens that breach the first line of defense. Click on each tab title to review its content.
Okay, same process here. Kind of just go ahead and click through. You got a visual and some key information.
And they have to click through it all in order to move on to the next.
hmm So I could make it with that specific function. In this case, I did not go through with it because at the end of the day, this is a review for them, and if they want to go through it and get the information, then they'll make the time for it, right? At the end of the day, this is for them to get more of a simplified version of the whole concept itself. So this
So
is this.
basically, it's optional if they want to click on it or not.
hmm
Okay.
Can they review the
Drag each key
entire
term to its core.
Sorry.
module? Can they review the entire module again once they've submitted that?
Yes. hmm
It's nice.
Corresponding description. You can rearrange your choices if needed.
Okay, and this is kind of like a check-in in a sense. So this is like a drag and drop, so you can kind of move these tiles over to the other side. If they get it incorrectly, that's fine. They can kind of just keep kind of practicing, kind of going with the motions. And at the end, once all green tiles are good to go, they can proceed forward.
The inflammatory response is the body's immediate reaction to injury or infection. Its main goal is to eliminate the cause of cell damage, remove dead cells, and initiate tissue repair. Click on
Okay,
each tab to review its content.
okay, same process here.
A patient presents with redness, swelling, and warmth at the site of a cut. Which process is primarily responsible for these symptoms?
Okay, so they can hover over these different answers, and then obviously our answer here is going to be vasodilation. And so once they click, get the correct answer, you got some feedback here.
Which plasma protein system is directly responsible for forming clots to prevent the spread of infection?
If they happen to get any incorrect answers, this pop-up will open and it'll let them try again. And they can keep trying until they get the correct answer, right? At the end of the day, this is a practice for them.
Which immune cell releases histamine and plays a key role in allergic reactions and inflammation?
And in this case, it'll be mast cells.
Congratulations on completing this module review. Some key topics that you have reviewed are: the innate immune system includes physical barriers and immune cells. Inflammation is a complex coordinated response to injury, and cytokines and plasma proteins play key roles in defense.
All right, and at this point, when this pops up, they're able to click on it. So once they click on it, they exit the course, and then that'll record into Blackboard their submission. Mhm.
Very
And
good.
that's,
Great job.
Way to go.
thank you.
I like the simplicity. I know it doesn't feel simple when you're making it, but
Yeah,
upon the execution, I like the simplicity of it. I
yeah,
really do.
and that's what I was going for really, because it's a review. I'm trying to basically get this complex concept and make it a little more simplified to where, I'm not saying dumbing it down, but explaining it a little more thoroughly in a sense.
What happens when they get it wrong? Like the review question. Does it give you, do you provide like refer back to this? Like, do you provide them a clue or a guideline, or is it just incorrect?
So are you referring to the multiple choice questions
Yes, yes,
themselves?
yes. The knowledge checks
Okay.
portions.
So for the multiple choice questions, when they get it incorrect, they can go ahead and come back to it, to the question itself and keep trying, right?
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know if it, because in the feedback, I know you can add like, remember, blah, 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 some additional feedback so they
Like a
try to
hint.
correct their behavior. I didn't know if that was the case or it's just wrong, try again type thing.
Okay, understood.
Interesting. I like it. This is
Yeah.
Very
wonderful.
good.
Thank you.
So, Edwin, approximately how long did it take you? I know you probably worked on it off and on, but what would you say it took you to get how many slides?
10, I
I
think.
can't see that little.
10.
10 slides?
I would say it took me about a week.
Okay.
It took me about a week sitting down, kind of really
Yeah.
figuring out, really developing the storyboard was the most helpful
Mm-hmm.
thing to go about this, because once I kind of had a general idea based on what Copilot had suggested to me, then I was
Mm-hmm.
kind of able to be like, okay, cool, let me go ahead and put this in and articulate, and then let's see what it really would look like. And once I kind of
Mm-hmm.
started piecing that together, the honestly for me the harder part was figuring out the visuals,
Yeah,
because
it
because
is.
it,
Yes,
and
I
that's
agree.
that's the thing, because this is like a medical institution. And
Mm-hmm.
so I mean, I was a science teacher, but I wasn't a medical professional in a sense,
Yeah.
right? So it was kind of cool, because as I was kind of going through some of these things, I was like, I remember teaching that to my students. Yeah, but this is more in depth, right? So
Yeah.
I was also learning, because I was really curious about it too.
Very good. Awesome
That-
job.